thing is massive. It's massive. And so you have to hear me, you have to write, and you have to listen. You have to listen so that you learn it, so that you learn it too. And you could bring it back to your business and implement it and implement it. So there you go. There you go. Now you can write as I highlight things. I'm going to highlight some things for everybody here. So we've already dug in today about freedom in the middle there, freedom. And freedom is about time, money, and opportunity. Opportunity. And as we talk about freedom, we talk a little bit about creation. Creation. And creation is about attraction strategies. It's about attraction strategies. And attraction strategies come in many forms, shapes, and sizes. But the first thing about attraction strategies, we'll go to blue skies, is one, you must have authority. What? Authority in your business. You must have authority in your business. And a lot of people do not have authority in the market. They're not looked at as an authority figure. And what I've learned, everybody, I used to think authority was you had to be a big company. You need 5, 8, 10, 50, 500 trucks to get authority. Then I found out that this internet, this social media created an equalizer. In the martial arts world, we always talk about equalizers. My son talks about a lot, 5 men against one's a problem until you give the one man a knife. Now he has an equalizer. And I found out with social media, it's become an equalizer. One person in a truck could be the number one expert that they have on TV, that they put on the radio, that they come to every time there's a situation in your industry. So you want to become an authority expert. I always use this example, like your doctor is probably better than Dr. Phil, but Dr. Phil probably makes more money than your doctor. Why? Authority. The next thing under attracts level here, attraction strategies, is marketing. You must be a master of marketing. Now, one of my friends, Dean Jackson, says marketing is everything and everything is marketing. And another good friend of mine, Brian Kurtz, says marketing's the only thing. He says marketing is the only thing. I like both of them. I do believe both of them are very, very correct. And then the next part is automation. Automation, just so you know, is about being able to get everything done without you doing it. It's you push the one button, and the one button, domino button, makes all the other dominoes go by itself. So you do less work and you get more results. This whole area here under this attract strategies is magnetic. It is magnetic. That's what that whole thing is right there. So what is the one right now that if you were to highlight the one that you better learn immediately, you better know how to do it immediately, you better figure it out today, knowing that in the service new world, this could be a problem. Type in the chat bar, which one in here is the one you must do now? What one is it? Marketing, automation, yep, marketing, more marketing. All right, all of them. Yeah. Now, marketing is great. Okay. Marketing is the art of a function. And if you look at marketing, I'll give you a good description of it. And somebody could type it in the chat bar. It's emotionally moving people from where they are to where you want them to go. Let me say it again. Marketing is emotionally moving people from where they are to where you want them to go. Automation does it for you. It does it for you. It gives you a great life. It manages it for you so you're not on a hamster wheel. If you're on a hamster wheel, it's funny. The faster the hamster to run, the wheel goes quicker, but it gets no production. Now, here's the part that I want to let all of you know that you really want to know and really want to figure out is this magic button right here. Authority is the magic button that makes the marketing work better, faster, quicker, more impactful. It's the authority button. But because you're a service company of some kind, people don't think authority. They don't think credibility. Like one of the things we do for our Centurions is we make them published authors. Well, you're like, well, why would a service company want to be a published author? Well, if we go up to the door and knock on the door and the service expert says, hey, before we get started, the owner wanted me to give you a copy of his published book, guess what? You got a better chance of winning that job than off somebody who doesn't know that strategy. Who thinks that's pretty cool? Type in cool. You should think it's really cool. This whole model you should think is not only really cool, you should see this model as a game changer in your life. Now let's move on through the model here. When we go over here to control, we talk about conversion, convert strategies right here, convert strategies. And when we talk about convert strategies, we first want to talk about X factors. We want to talk about X factors. X factor is something you do that no one else does, George, that makes it such a no-brainer to do business with you. There's a whole lot of different X factors you could have today in a business. Your brand could be an X factor. Most people's brands are horrible. Their names are horrible. Their truck wraps are horrible. They had no marketing skill set. Look at it. They had somebody design it that did not understand marketing. All they understood was graphic design, and they end up with a piece of junk. If you remember the video in the beginning, before when we first started, you saw that I had 4 different truck wraps. Well, because I did it real wrong the first time, semi-wrong the second time, a little better the third, but I nailed it the 4th time. Now we're able to help companies create their brands. It's just a service. We help people figure it out when they're in our world and save them from having to go through 3 different wrong times. So X factor, let me give you an example of an X factor here. An X factor here could be something around guarantees. It could be something around warranties, could be an X factor. It could be something that it's lifetime maintenance that you do on it. Lifetime checkups. This is an X factor. It's something that makes you different from everyone else. What is an X factor for Apple computers? I'm on an Apple iPad. I have an Apple MacBook Pro here. What's the X factor for an Apple computer? What do you think? There's one that they used for a really long time. Apple support. Yep, could be. How about the fact virus? Virus, right? Yeah, John says no viruses, right? It's promoted for years. Like if you don't want to have viruses, get an Apple. Now, yeah, there's other X factors, sleek, fast, reliability, a bunch of that stuff. What is an X factor? Here's an interesting one. What is the X factor for Harley Davidson? And I don't own a Harley. I used to own a motorcycle. I sold it when my kids were going to be born. I sold it, and I never had a Harley. Ride free. Okay. What about Harley Davidson? Is an X factor the cool factor? Is that a possibility? Image, right? The cool factor. You ride a Harley, you're a badass. right? Isn't that how it's looked like? If you get on a Harley, you're a badass. But then once we get X Factor in place, we then have selling. Now I use selling for you. I use the word serving in my world. A lot of people use selling in their world. I use serving in our world. Selling, I think, is an art of trying to convince people, and serving is the art of delivering massive value. Massive value. When you deliver massive value, people just say yes. And that's a conversion strategy, right? And then there's the art of follow-up. The art of follow-up, I like to call it the art of lifetime value. And we live in a world today in service that the industry has been plagued with one-time value. Go in a house, smash them in the face with a sledgehammer, and take their wallet and all their money that you can get. And I always thought this is not the right way to do it. I always said, I don't want one-time transactional value. I want lifetime transactional value. Which one do you want? Type in the chat bar. Which one do you want? Because when you got lifetime transactional value, you have everything, because they're going to be with you forever, forever. And this all about this control area is all around serving at a higher level, serving at a higher level. Now, this is a sequence, and why it's showing like this in a circle. When you nail an X factor or many X factors, and people are confused on X factors. They think X factors are just in the position of marketing or conversion, but like every area of your business, Dan, can have an X factor. Your customer service department can have an X factor. Your service coordinator department can have an X factor. Your outbounding department can have an X factor. Your plumbing department can have an X factor. Like every single area aspect, you could have hundreds of X factors or one, and one could move you far. What's one of the X factors for Tom's shoes? Do you know Tom's shoes? What's an X factor for them? See if you guys know. Giving back. That's right, giving back. For every pair of shoes someone buys, we're going to give a pair of shoes to someone who cannot afford a pair of shoes, right? So their X factor is their give back. That's a good way. And that could be an X factor of yours. Like we've given a ton, Rob and I, to Make-A-Wish Foundation, Cookies for a Cure, Wounded Warriors. We've given a lot of money to that. Not for the X factor, because just the right thing to do. And you got to help people. You got to help people. The next thing that we go to, everybody, is experiences. And experiences is all about the delivery. It's all about the delivery of service. And when you talk about delivery of service, there's a whole bunch of things that apply to that. The first thing that applies is reputation. Pretty tough to have a good culture, wow service, shitty reputation, right? But if you have a good reputation, and reputation is not about what people say in public. Real reputation is about what they say in private. I want you to think about that. It's not about what people say in public. It's what they say in private, because people are non-confrontational. So it's the people not giving you a review that are more important than the people that are. Wow service is creating a delivery. And I always think of Disney when we talk about wow service. I always think of Disney World